I also want to bring up something else, Mike, and that is the sun has went crazy. Okay, it had 3 massive solar flares, maybe more. The CMEs erupted, whereas some of they called it a ground event, where the flash of the solar flare, the radiation created auroras like we haven't seen. They say it's the strongest in 19 years. My question to you is, Mike, is there more coming, and what caused it?
Well, you know what about somebody in COT will have to tell me, but I think I said, what was it, Monday? I said we're going to see purple skies.
Yeah.
Purple skies.
Purple skies.
Also, the Lord showed me about the skies. When they get colorful, people are going to go out in the evenings and take pictures of the beautiful skies, not realizing what it actually means. Right? They won't realize what it means. And one of the saddest parts of this is this story is not a new story. Right? It's not new at all. When auroras are seen commonly in the evenings, all the way down to Florida and beyond, the magnetic shielding of the Earth is going into the chaotic sequence that it will always go into before it reorientates. And so the orientation of the magnetic field is breaking down. All the rhythmic patterns in the magnetic shield are not right. They're off, right? They're starting to weaken beyond points ever measured in some places right now. So once it goes into this chaotic state, it'll stay that way until it dwindles down to hardly nothing. Now, during this time, it's going to get very hot on the Earth by way of infrared. So everything is going to start to fry, right? To get very hot, we have no UV shield. Without a UV shield, it's going to start, diseases will increase, immune systems will drop. And all the while, the North and South poles will begin to roam big time, right?
Wow.
They know through studying the magnetic orientation of magnetite in the Earth in different layers that the Earth has changed its rotation a couple of times.
Okay. Tell us.
Now, this is a physical rotation.
Okay.
So just imagine, right? Just imagine the magnetic shielding of the Earth is generated by a theoretical dynamo inside the Earth, right? So motion, inertia, is causing this magnetic field around the Earth. If it goes chaotic, then something is happening inside the Earth. If something is happening inside the Earth, something is happening inside the sun, because the sun is one of the biggest influencers of all the planets in the solar system, right? So when the sun changes, so does the Earth. But if it changes to the point where the magnetic shielding weakens, that means inside our Earth, the core of the Earth has become chaotic. And maybe that's why the salt water and fresh water, the chemistry is changing.
Wow.
It's changing right now, right?
I mean, it is. You're not just talking about saltwater intrusion either. You're talking about
no. All the salt water. That's right. The chemistry of the oceans and the chemistry of fresh water. All that stuff is changing because this is a very integral system, right? And it always hits these moments where it wipes out all life on the planet.
Wow.
And I think that we're starting to see the beginning processes of that. I believe the word. So according to the word, this will be the last time. But certainly we have changes inside the Earth. So very soon, everybody will be on volcanic alert to some degree, right? Very soon, because as the interior portions of the Earth slow down, it'll start to swell. That means magma displacement and pressure. That's why we have more rains than usual, because the upper atmospheres are warmer than usual and more UV is getting to the upper atmospheres. So we have a denser ionosphere. Particulates are still building up there, right? It's affecting everything. Everything. So that's why they have to adjust GPS and Space Command is always busy.
So you're
always
saying
busy.
a pole shift is inevitable. It's inevitable. I mean, is that, and Isaiah 24 talks about the earth flipping upside?
It will happen. It will happen. It will happen. And when it does happen, Pastor Paul, the events that lead up to it are what we're seeing we're starting to see that right now.
Yeah.
We've had it before. It's happening again. Starting to happen again.
So as these things develop, the sun, the moon, the stars, more and more asteroids, meteorites, fireballs, things that are approaching the earth. You and I have talked about a Apophis coming on Friday the 13th, 2029. You've always said to me, don't worry about that right now. We got bigger problems to deal with.
We do.
But can I ask you right now, do you feel or do you see or do you know that we're going to have more deep impacts or
Yes, we will. We've passed on the last 4 weeks. We had 22 impacts on the earth.
See, that's not being reported, Mike. That's not being reported.
22 impacts on the earth. Yeah.
I mean, I got to fight hard. I got to scrape to find information. Yep. 22?
Yeah, 22. And it's so strange because some of these, a few of them were in highly visible areas, right? Smoke coming from it, the trail still going up in the sky. Nobody said a word, right? We're not talking about SpaceX launches. We're not talking about the ICBM test launches. Nope. And then it happens the same night. The exact same night it happens. And then 2 days later, somebody was killed, or 2 people were killed in a car because it went right through the windshield.
Oh, the meteorites.
Mm-hmm.
They're hitting, they're killing, they're creating damage in different locations. A lot of them are probably hitting the ocean, no doubt.
Yeah, but people always die from meteorite impacts, Pastor Paul. They always die. We're just talking about every single month. And it's, information. As far as the internet goes, it's so bad now, AI will just say, nope, nothing is happening, nothing to see here.
Yeah.
That's all I was going to say. But the death rate's increasing. Insurance companies cannot handle that, right? So they've dropped. Certain insurance companies have already dropped meteorite insurance, and they had it right prior to 2013. They don't have it now.
Yeah, you're right. The insurance companies are dropping their coverage on homes. They're not renewing.
That's right.
Especially if you have houses in any of along the coast, just about almost impossible now.
That's right.
Flood plains. You've talked about North Carolina. They know more storms, more tornadoes, more hurricanes, more straight line winds. Do you see more straight line winds coming?
I know the East Coast is going to be in bad shape coming up. And a long time ago, I said that. The sad part is that I guess that people, they want something to happen the next day, right?
Look, there's something coming everywhere, basically.
Yep.
And so you got to walk by faith. You got to live by faith.
Because they're going to get mad. They're going to be, I'll make a prediction right now. They're going to be mad in less than a year, right? You remember that year I said people are going to see a big ship?
Oh, yeah.
How did about 300,000 people see a big ship, right? They put a clamp on that.
Yeah, they did. They didn't want nobody to know about it.
That clamp was coming out in the Senate. Isn't that funny? So is the year.
Secrets are being revealed, Mike.
They are. Because it's what's happening is they have no choice. Mm-hmm. They have no choice. They've got no choice. All this hidden stuff is not going to be hidden long.